Great. My name is Bonnie Lowry, and I'm president-elect of the Marshalltown Club. And in Marshalltown, last year was the first year that we've asked our student Rotarians. We have 3 different student Rotarians every month. And so sometime during the school year to do a community service project, not a fundraising project, but a community service project. And we did reading in the Roundhouse. And so Rotarians and other organizations, so they contacted, supplied all the books. And so it was a book giveaway. But we had characters in costume and just time to sit and read to children and then to send them home with books.
Great suggestion. Yes.
Good evening, John Smith. I am membership and president-elect of Des Moines AM Rotary. And our club, just like all of our clubs, are as strong as the members that comprise it. And Des Moines AM is extremely proud of the members that we have and the creativity behind them, the ability to leverage those relationships and form partnerships, one of which is a partnership with Drake University students, Rotary International, and a program in Uganda that is transforming lives. And it's just wonderful to see the resources all come together to create powerful and transformational change.
Thank you. Next.
Hi, I'm Diane Goodfriend. Thank you, John. I'm with the DMAM Rotary, and we do meet at 7 in the morning. Yeah, and we call it happy hour. John, we gotta get cocktails going now. Anyway, Joe and John have told you a lot about our club. One of the other things that we're doing is we are part of the Principal River Walk in Des Moines, and we will be doing a playground, and we're still, fundraising and doing things like that. It'll be a great thing when it's accomplished. Thank you.
So Bloody Marys for everybody at 7 o'clock, right? Okay, all right.
I'm Dorothy Schuber, and I'm with the Ames AM Club, and I'm president the second time around. One of the things that we've been very active with is early child literacy. And so we have a program every year which we have Step Into Storybooks, where it's free to the public and it's geared to children from 0 to 6 years old. They have all the different entities in town that come together. They'll choose a book, and then they'll have an interactive activity behind it. It could be something about a dog, and then have a trained dog there that children can interact with. My brother brought his Percher on Horses down. They had a book about horses, and he took them for a ride around the parking lot. In addition to that, every time there is a well baby checkup, their 6-month checkup, we give them a book. The doctors give them a book from our club. And so they will always go home with a book at their 6-month checkup. So, and we are very active in working with programs with raising readers and those different locations as far as reading here in town. In town, being in Ames, we are also get pulled into involvement in all the activities in the community, and we're very active in doing things with the Noon Club and fundraisers and polio and stuff like that, where we do joint things with that club. And again, we're trying to get more into the social too. We had a family picnic where we had families and all together for a picnic. We're going to be having a Valentine's dinner. We've tried to do one of our membership things into a social after hours type effective, where we invited members, new prospective members in to be able to show them and get them on a more relaxed basis rather than just bring them to a club meeting. So that's just a few of the things we've been doing.
Wow, yeah. Chris, what's going on in your club?
Ken Kramer, I'm Chris Nelson with Rotary Club West Des Moines. Ken kind of highlighted some of the bicycle things, but I think one thing that we're proud of that I think I took for granted is that our club every year sends the president-elect to the international meeting, Rotary International. And that had such an impact for me in my life, and I brought my wife along as well, and as a team we're way more powerful than one, of course, but it just really had such an impact that I think I want to lift that up.
Thank you. You're next.
Stephanie Kitchen from the Johnston Club. Our club for the last couple of years has worked on fundraising projects. We've always done a barbecue. And the last 2 years have been child-focused. So this year we raised funds for the beginner band program so that students who can't afford musical instruments can be loaned a musical instrument so that they can participate. Last year we worked with the Youth Homes of Mid-America, which helps at-risk youth both in-home setting or residential setting at the campus and outside the campus. And we're actually pursuing a stronger connection with that organization, which seems to really ring well with our members, having these young people that they can, have a connection with and feel like they're doing something on an ongoing basis. That's, I think, a really good thing to us moving forward.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Last but not least, Steve.
Step over here so I don't talk to people's backs. My name's Steve Winnicky. I'm a member of Ankeny, part of the spinoff for the Satellite for the Evening Club. We've been focusing most of our efforts on membership growth. I know it doesn't show by numbers. We're still small, but we're getting there. We've got a social event coming up between our two clubs. We try to do that on a quarterly basis. One of the things you may have noticed as you were driving in tonight to campus, one of the things several of our members have worked on DMAC campus, on Ore Labor Road, which is the main drag coming in, is a Garden of Hope. We've had a number of members work out there for a project. We've got other work projects ongoing as well. And our goal is not just to have meetings, it's to have 2 meetings a month, 1 social month, and 1 work project, community service project. And that's what we're working towards right now.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope that you got some good ideas and maybe a couple of aha things that you wrote down that maybe you could bring back to discuss with one of your committees or board or whatever. One thing that I want to bring to your attention, and our District Governor Jackie has done the same thing, and it is definitely worth repeating, and that is think of your fellow Rotarians as your customers. And for those of you who are in business, you know how valuable it is to keep your customers, to give your customers value in exchange for the time and the energy and the money that you are expecting them to give to your club. Because if they do not receive the value, at least their perceived value, if they do not get it, they will just quietly walk away and go to another service organization where they do believe they are getting value. So as you deal with the membership issues in your club, just kind of think about that. And Stephanie, you want to come up and just write that down on the board here about Rotarians are our customers. Another thing that I have learned over the years is the 50-50 rule. Spend 50% of your energy on inviting. Now notice I did not say recruiting. We are not Amway and we're not the U.S. Army. Inviting, or another good word, is attracting members to come to Rotary. 50% of your energy is on that. And the other 50% is on what? Retention. Exactly right. Give that man a candy bar right over here. He got the answer. Retention. Way to go. You rock. Okay. Now someone else will probably steal it, so you need to hand it to him probably.
Oh, okay, sorry.
50% on inviting and attracting, and 50% on retention. And we have a lot of information up here on both of those areas. Now, typically a club is going to lose 10 to 15% of their members a year. Now, some is illness, some may be death, some may be job transfer or moving out of the area, some may be financial reasons. Now those first 3 that I mentioned, that's kind of beyond your control. Financial reasons, maybe you can work with that person for 6 months or something like that. But then the other group that we have to be concerned about is they're leaving your club, but they're still staying in town. So it's not the finances, they're simply not getting the value, going back to a couple of minutes ago, of what they are wanting. So you just take 10 to 15% of your club membership. Just do the math real quick. If you have a 60-member club, you're talking about losing anywhere from 6 to 9 to 10 members. That is very normal. That is average. Well, in order to stay on the even keel, you're talking about replacing 6 or 7 or 8 a year just to stay where you are, and that's no growth. So you need to keep that in mind. That is reality. That is that's what's given to you. That's just the way it is, folks. So we need to constantly be inviting and attracting. Joanne, do you want to hand out the, let's talk, hand out the deal on retention, and maybe Stephanie or Chris can help you on that so we can get those distributed as quickly as we can. We are not going to go through the retention handout. We're not going to go through any of these handouts, folks. We don't have the time to do it. But I want to make sure that you all take this home so that you can reflect on it and view it later on. And so at least you've got it, but don't sit here the next 15 minutes and read it. You're going to miss too much. But these are some pretty good techniques on how to retain your members. Now, what is this year's International Rotary theme?
Engage Rotary, change lives.
Give him a candy bar. Engage Rotary, change lives.
I'm not throwing it this time.
Now, if these people are not feeling engaged and involved, let alone appreciated or needed, they're going to know where the door is. So how do you keep track of who is engaged? Joanne, would you and Chris hand out the engaged thing, the Excel spreadsheet right there?
Okay.
And then here is an example that you can do, and let me tell you, it is an eye-opener. Now, granted, for the larger clubs, you might need a little bit of help to do this. For the smaller clubs, it can be done in an hour session or something like that. And that is down the left-hand side, you list the name of the members of your club. Across the top, list all the different committees or opportunities to be involved in your club. This is just a suggested thing. Then put an X of who is doing what. Now look at this list right now and see if you see any red flag if this represented your club. What do you see? E, J, and M are assigned no responsibilities, no involvement, and they're sitting on the peripheral edge. We need to be proactive and to identify these people and then go to them with 2 or 3 different options. We need help in A, B, C. Are either any of these 3 opportunities, do they appeal to you? Do you have an interest in them? We do need your help, because it's those who leave the club are the ones that really the club doesn't even know if they're there or not.